I don't know anything. So listen to your body. And if you can't find your breath, then back off a little bit. Straighten a leg, put a knee down, find what your body wants. So often when people come to yoga, they think, oh, I have to do it that way because that's what the teacher is telling me. That's the only way to do it. And often we come to that same practice in our practice in general. But just because that works for me or that works for someone else, it doesn't mean that it's going to work for you. We're each different. We are each going to have a different journey, and we're each going to have a different practice. And so if I say something and you can't find your breath, you can't find an easy inhale and an easy exhale, then back off a little. Find a little space to relax. It's not about killing yourself. It's about being patient with yourself. And Cole told me that you guys are going into a nice long tech rehearsal today. And I was listening to a Buddhist teacher yesterday on unfetteredmind.org. And he was talking about how one of the most wonderful and fulfilling experiences that you will ever have in this lifetime is creating something with a group of people that wasn't there before. And I thought, wow, you must have worked with a lot of different people than I have. And I knew what he meant, and I understand that when things go well, it really is. There's no other experience like that, bringing something into existence that wasn't there before. But at the same time, because it is such a wonderful experience, it can also be one of the most challenging. And so I thought about what is it that makes a wonderful experience and what is it that makes a challenging experience. And in my experience, it has been when people bring all of their baggage with them is when it makes the experience challenging. It's when people are open to this experience, to what's happening right now, that the experience can be truly magical. So today, as we move through our practice, I want that to be something you think about. What am I bringing with me? And is it serving me? Am I worrying about bills or laundry or my next meal or my relationship that I have or the relationship that I want? And are those stresses in my life serving what I'm doing now? And so, as you sit, maybe allowing the eyes to softly shut or just soften your gaze. Maybe just gazing down at the earth or towards something simple in front of you. Start to take note of your breath. Don't try to control it. I know oftentimes that's like saying, don't think about elephants, and all you can think about are elephants. But see if you can observe your breath without trying to manipulate it or change it. And first, just notice what is going on in your body. What's going on in your mind? What sort of thoughts, processes, positive or negative about your life are currently in your mind and body? And then start to elongate your inhales and let your exhale come slowly out your nose. And notice if that slight change and that slight change of focus changes anything that's going on in your nervous system. Take a huge inhale in any of those stresses, worries, thoughts, ideas that are no longer serving you. Hold them in. Notice how it feels to have them in your body. And then open the mouth and slowly exhale them all out. Letting go of any of those stresses that no longer serve you. Take a deep inhale in through the nose. Notice with what you're left. Hold the breath. Hold all of this in. Notice if it's serving you. Notice if all of the things that are going on in your mind and body are what you want to be there. If there's anything left that is no longer serving you, serving this moment, open the mouth, exhale it out. Take a deep inhale in through the nose, reach the crown of the head a little higher, sitting a little taller. Let the belly inflate, let the shoulders relax. Slowly exhale out, pushing your belly button back towards your spine, pushing out all that old stale air. Take a huge inhale in through the nose, let the belly fill up down in that diaphragm, down in that deep space, all the way to your root. And then slowly exhale it out the nose. Push that belly button back towards your spine. Take an inhale in through the nose for 3, 2, 1. Exhale out the nose. 3, 2, 1. Continue with this simple 3, 2, 1. And can something so simple as 3 numbers have all of your attention? Can the sound of your breath, sounds of my voice, and the sound of that internal 3, 2, 1 have your attention? Now, if you ever can't find this breath, this same space throughout our journey, back off a little, come into child's pose, straighten a leg, put a knee down. Listen to your breath. It is the greatest teacher you will ever have. I am only a guide. I only make suggestions. On your next inhale, inhale the arms out and up, feeling long. Hold the breath at the top. Bring the palms together, exhale them down in between the eyes to the third eye. May your practice cultivate enlightened thoughts. Inhale, exhale, the hands in front of the mouth. May your practice cultivate enlightened speech. Inhale, exhale, the hands in front of the heart. May all of your practices cultivate an enlightened heart. Reach down, place your hands on your shins. If you'd like, you can switch the crossing of your legs just to even out the body. Keeping your hands on your shins, roll the shoulders back, take an inhale in, shine the heart up, gaze up, spill the belly out. And then exhale, rolling back, pulling against your shins, sending your chin down towards your pelvis, center of your back, far back behind you. Inhale, rolling forward, roll the shoulders back, kiss the shoulder blades together, down away from your ears, keep inhaling in more than you think you can, and slowly exhale it out. You roll back. Really sending the center of your back far back behind you. Shoulder blades away from each other. Inhale, rolling in. One more time. Very nice. And exhale, rolling back. Inhale one more time, but sit up really tall. Feel the crown of the head reaching, shoulders down. Then as you exhale, place your hands out in front of you, roll up over your hips and come into downward facing dog. Let your feet be hip distance apart. See if you can line the insides of your wrists with the outsides of your shoulders. Ground down through your pinky and ring finger. Lengthen through your middle finger, index finger, and thumb. Turn your triceps slightly in toward each other. Inhale, coming up to the balls of the feet to sink your heart a little bit more. Get your sit bones a little higher. Exhale, bend the right knee, let the left heel come down to the earth. Inhale up to the balls of the feet, sink the heart a little more. Exhale, bend the right knee. Inhale up one more time. This time as you exhale, come forward to plank. Let the heels relax back, roll the shoulders back behind you, really spreading the fingers. Reaching the crown of the head long, tucking the pelvis slightly, taking deep breaths. Notice if the insides of the wrists are lined up with the outsides of the shoulders as you take one more inhale in. And then as you exhale, take the shoulders way out over the fingertips, elbows in. Really notice the alignment of the shoulders and the wrists. See if you can float just an inch up off the earth. Inhale up, your back bend of choice. You can roll the shoulders back, place the pelvis down in cobra, or inhale, straighten the arms. And exhale back, downward facing dog. Inhale, rolling forward to plank. Exhale down to chaturanga. Notice what your fingers are doing. Notice if you're still pushing down with the tips of your fingers. Inhale through and up. Roll the shoulders back. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. One more time with your breath. Inhale, rolling forward to plank, feeling long. Keep pressing down with the tips of the fingers as you exhale down to chaturanga, shoulders way out over the fingertips. Inhale through and up. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Walk the hands back toward the feet. Come into a nice easy forward fold. Let the big toes be a little bit closer than your heels, so you're slightly internally rotating from the hips. You can clasp opposite elbows if you'd like. Rock from side to side, whatever you'd like to feel. The head heavy. You can shake the head yes and no. Put a little bend in the knees if there's any pinching in the back of the knees. And then releasing the hands down, feeling heavy. Put a bend in the knees, and on an inhale, slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. Bring the hands to heart center. Close the eyes. Activate the outsides of your feet so that you create a little space to slightly tuck your pelvis underneath you. Engage your core. Lift your sternum up towards your chin. Relax the shoulders down. Reach the crown of the head long. On an inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, lead with the heart heading down to the toes. Inhale, halfway up, bring the hands to your shins, feeling long, tuck the chin. Exhale, release a little bit deeper. Inhale, bend into the knees, keep the fingertips on the earth, keep the feet at hip distance apart, knees hip distance apart. And inhale up, Utkatasana. Find a nice neutral spot for the pelvis so it's not sticking out behind you or tucking underneath you. See if you can feel your heart getting higher as you transfer the weight towards your heels so it engages your quads. Notice if your knees start to collapse in. Engage the outside of the legs to keep your hips, knees, and heels all in line. Relax the shoulders down. Reach the crown of the head long. And then forget everything I just said and breathe. Take one more inhale in. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take the left elbow on the outside of the right thigh. Push down with the right hand to open that right shoulder out. And then notice if the left knee starts to come out in front of the right, or if the knees start to collapse in toward each other. Engage the outside of the hips to keep the knees at hip distance apart. Feeling long through the spine. And then finding that same 3, 2, 1, in, 3, 2, 1, exhale. Inhale, coming back, Utkatasana. Exhale, hands to heart center, right elbow, left thigh. Really pushing down with that left hand, bending a little deeper into the knees. Notice if the right knee is coming out in front of the left, pull it back. Feel a little longer through the spine, keeping the weight towards your heels. Same long inhales, long exhales. Beautiful. On your next inhale, coming back to Utkatasana, chair pose. And exhale, lead with the heart, straighten the legs, relax down. Take a few deep breaths. If you'd like, you can slightly close off the back of your throat so you can start to hear the sound of your breath. It's called Ujjayi. And then heel toe your feet to the edges of your mat, slightly wider forward fold. Left hand down in front of you, bend into the left knee, reach the right fingers up. See if you can feel the slight difference between this twist and the twist in chair pose. Placing the right hand down, bend into the right knee, reach the left fingers up. Same long inhales and long exhales. And then placing the left hand down, straightening the legs, heel toe the feet back to hip distance. Inhale halfway up, tuck the chin, feeling long. Exhale, reach the hands straight out in front of you. Inhale a little longer, engage the low back, and exhale down to your toes. Inhale halfway up, hands to shins. Transfer the weight towards your heels. Exhale the hands out. Inhale, lengthen a little more, and then exhale down. One more time, inhale halfway up. Exhale, reach, feel the hamstrings getting long. Inhale a little longer, and exhale down. Walk the hands back out to downward facing dog. Notice if your down dog feels a little different. And then inhale forward to plank. Exhale down to forearm plank. One forearm at a time, interlace the fingers except for the pinky and ring finger. Pull the elbows in toward each other. Tuck the pelvis slightly. And then pull your big toes towards your elbows like you're trying to wrinkle up your entire mat. Reach the crown of the head long. Push down with the pinkies. And breathe. Same long inhale and long exhale. See if you can find that quiver and shake. That means something wonderful is happening in your nervous system. Notice if you're still holding on to any thoughts, any baggage or stresses that no longer serve you. And if there's still a thought there, pull your elbows a little more towards your toes. Breathe a little deeper, shake a little more. Allow all of your concentration, effort, desire, want, need to be in this moment right now. And then place the hips down, place the palms down. Roll the shoulders back. Pull the elbows back towards your hips. Gaze up. Release the core in a nice easy sphinx. And keeping your torso floating as much as you can. Start to reach back with the fingers. Interlace them behind your back. Lift your wrists up off your sit bones. Roll your shoulders back, shoulder blades together. Bring your big toes together. And bring your heels up into the sky. Same long inhales and long exhales. If there's any pinching in the back of your neck, turn the gaze down onto the earth. Beautiful. So you can get your palms together back behind you and your fingers a little higher. Same long inhales and long exhales. Your body is not doing anything, it is just breathing. Keeping your chest and knees floating, bend the knees, reach back for the ankles or tops of the feet, kick into the hands. And notice how that changes the stretch. If you have your ankles like I do, flex your toes, think about getting your chest a little higher. If you have the tops of your feet, kick into your hands and think about getting your feet a little higher. And then wherever you are, notice if your knees are coming out to the side and bring them back to hip distance apart. Take one more inhale in, get everything a little higher. And exhale, release all the way back to child's pose. Big toes together, knees nice and wide, fingertips out in front of you. Relaxing your forehead down on the earth, feeling that nice counter pose to all the work we did on the back. Same long inhales and long exhales. Take a huge inhale in. Open the mouth and sigh it out. One more time, huge inhale in through the nose. Open the mouth and sigh it out. Letting yourself ground. Know that this pose is there for you anytime that you need it. Always listening to your breath. Yoga is not about trying hard, but about trying easy. Letting yourself recognize exactly what's going on in your body and in your mind, so you can decide what to hold on to and of what to let go. Inhale, coming forward through tabletop. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale that right heel up, but be sure that the right hip stays right next to the left. Take a few breaths. Sink your heart a little closer to your left toes to get that right heel a little higher. Keep those right toes flexed. And notice if that right hip is coming up above the left and bring it back down. It's going to be a slightly different feeling. One more inhale in. Exhale, knee to nose. Softly place the right foot down near the right hand. Be sure the right knee is right over the right ankle, lined up with that right hip. Left heel, left knee, left hip. Come up to the balls of the fingertips, roll the shoulders back. Pull back on that right heel to engage underneath the right thigh. Feeling long. If you need to, you can place the left knee down and tuck the toes. Feeling that right hip, not opening to the side, but parallel to the front of your mat. Bring your hands to your hips. And then notice if your heart is spilling out over that thigh. Put a little bend in that back knee if it's not already on the earth. Tuck the pelvis forward. Engage the core. Relax the shoulders. Reach that left heel back. And then inhale the arms up. Same long inhales and long exhales. Very nice. Take one more inhale in. As you exhale, bring that left hand down to the inside of the right foot, lined up with those back left toes, and right fingers up. Notice if the right knee collapses out to the right side. Pull it back in right on top of that right heel. Notice if the left hip or the right hip heads out to the right side. Pull it back in. Taking those same long inhales and long exhales. One more inhale in. Exhale, place that right hand down on the outside of the right foot. When you feel stable here, inhale up, crescent pose. Left hand down in between your shoulder blades. Grab onto that elbow with the right hand. Put a little bend in the left knee. Lean to the right and back. Same long inhales and long exhales. Very nice. Left knee is always there for you if you need it. Inhale, straighten everything up. Pull back on that right heel a little more. Exhale, hands to heart center. Left elbow, right thigh. Push down with that right hand. Maybe reaching the left fingertips down, right fingers up, if that's in your practice. Or bind, stopping anywhere along the way. Listen to your breath. Same long inhales, long exhales. 3 or 4 in, 3 or 4 out. See if you can bend a little more into that right knee. Open that right shoulder a little more. One more inhale in. Exhale, slowly place the hands down. Send that right foot back to meet the left. Head all the way to downward facing dog. Take a moment, bend one knee and the other, release that hip. And then inhale forward to plank. Exhale down to chaturanga, elbows in, float the shoulders. Inhale through and up. Exhale back, downward dog or child's pose. Whatever you'd like to just take a few breaths. Now notice if you're pushing yourself. Why are you pushing yourself? If you're taking it easy, why are you taking it easy? What is serving you best? And of what would you like to let go? If you're not already there, meet us back to downward facing dog. Long inhales, long exhale. Inhale that left heel up. Sinking the heart toward the right toes. Notice if that left hip is stacking on top of the right to get that left heel a little higher. And instead, pull that left hip down. Point the toes as they flex down to the earth. Sink the heart a little more toward the right toes to get that left heel a little higher. One more inhale in. Exhale, knee to nose. Softly place that foot down near the left hand. Check that alignment. On each side, coming up to the fingertips, reach the crown of the head long. Deep inhales, deep exhales. When you feel stable here, pulling back on that left heel, inhale up, crescent pose. We'll bring the hands to the hips first. Feel where those hips are. Notice if they're open to the right side, pulling them back forward, putting a little bend in that right knee, tucking the pelvis forward, pulling back on that left heel, and reaching that right heel back as you engage the core, relax the shoulders, and then breathe the fingers out. Long inhales, long exhales. Know that that right knee is there if you need it. Listen to your breath. Very nice. Take one more inhale in. Exhale, take the right hand down to the inside of the left foot, lined up with those right toes. Left fingers up. Deep breath. Trying to kiss the belly button in toward that left thigh. Notice if the left knee is collapsing out, or the right knee is sticking, or the left hip is sticking out to the left side. Relax the right shoulder down. Stack that left hip shoulder a little more. Take one more inhale in, open that left shoulder. Exhale, slowly place the left hand down. When you feel stable here, inhale up, crescent pose. Deep breaths. Take one more inhale in. Exhale, hands to heart center. Right elbow, left thigh. Push down with that left hand. Open that left shoulder a little more. Feeling long through the spine, as well as the face. Whatever variation you got on the other side. Your right fingers down, left fingers up. Left hand behind you. Right fingertips under, if that's in your practice. Long inhale. Long exhale. Listen to your body, listen to your breath. Notice if you need to place that right knee down, or maybe reach back a little more with that right heel. 3 or 4 in, 3 or 4 out. Take one more inhale in, open that left shoulder a little more. And slowly as you exhale, carefully place the hands down. Send that left foot back to meet the right. Head back to downward facing dog. Bend one knee and the other, release those hips. Inhale forward to plank. Exhale down to chaturanga, shoulders way out over the fingers. Inhale through and up. And exhale back, downward facing dog. Or child's pose. Whatever you'd like to take a few breaths. Noticing again what's going on in the mind, the nervous system, the body. Do you have any stresses or thoughts that you'd like to let go? Anything that's not serving you right now where you are. Not worrying about the past or where you're going to be, but right here, with this breath. Meet us in Adho Mukha Svanasana if you're not there already. Down dog. Inhale that right heel up, and this time stack that right hip on top of the left. You can even point that right toe and bend that knee. You feel the difference between stacking the right hip and how that opens through the hamstring on the left side. And then on an inhale, reach the heel back up, bring the right hip back next to the left. Notice how that changes the stretch on the left leg. Take one more inhale in. Exhale, knee to nose. Place that right foot down right in between your hands. Place the left heel down. Inhale up, warrior two. It's the first time we're really opening our hips. So see if you can really feel the hips tucking forward, opening up to that long side of your mat. Notice if that left hip is trying to come forward. See if you can open it back out to the side by grounding down to that left pinky toe. Engage your core. Take any of the arch out of the spine. Relax the shoulders. Notice if the right knee is collapsing into the left. Take it right out over the toes. Reach the fingertips out. Turn the chin toward that front middle finger. Staying long inhales and long exhales. Notice if you're pushing yourself. Ask yourself, why am I pushing myself? Maybe straighten that leg a little. If you're taking it easy, maybe bend a little deeper. Same long inhales and long exhales. Very nice. Right elbow, right thigh, left hand to your hip. Notice what that left hip is doing. Notice if it's coming forward. See if you can open it out a little more, back behind you. Use that right elbow to push out on the right knee. to then pull with your left big toe so that your right hip starts to head toward the left side of your mat. And then maybe the left arm up over your ear. Or the right fingers down, left fingers up. Or reach that left hand behind your back. Right arm for those left fingers. Now if you come into the bind and you're looking straight down at the earth, you'll come back a little bit, place that right hand down, open that left shoulder, and try and get the center of your back, that space in between your shoulder blades, on the top of your right thigh. Listen to your breath, listen to your body. Notice if you're still just looking at the earth. See if you can open it up to the sky. Pulling back on that right heel, release those right fingers down if they're not already, and inhale all the way back to Peaceful Warrior. Try to not put too much weight in that left hand. As much as you reach with the right fingers, bend with that right knee. Keep the hips coming toward the left side of your mat. Breathe. Long inhales, long exhales. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Exhale, reach with the fingers down toward that shin. Peace grip, earth. But notice if that left hip starts to come forward and the right hip starts to head back, pull that left hip back out. Tuck the right hip underneath you, and try to align every joint in your body, pushing down with that right big toe. Deep breath. Heel toe that left foot in just a few inches, turning the toes toward the front of your mat. Place the left hand down, right hand on the outside of the right toes. Bring the torso parallel to the earth as you pull the right hip back toward the back of your mat. And then exhale down for pyramid. Now you can stay here, or if you'd like, keep those left fingertips down and take the right fingertips up. Trikonasana. Trying to get the crown of your head to point right where those right toes are pointing. Same long inhales and long exhales. Take one more inhale in. Exhale, place that right hand down. Bend into the right knee so that you can bring the right toes parallel to the left and relax down in between your legs. Nice wide-legged forward fold. If you'd like, you can place your hands down, crown of your head down if tripod headstand is in your practice. Otherwise, start to walk over towards your left toes. If you can, grab the outside of your left ankle with your right hand. Reach your left hand in between your arms for that right thigh. If you can't grab the outside of that left ankle, then just relax down toward the left toes. If you're coming down from headstand, feel free to take a little time in your favorite wide-legged forward fold. Allow the blood to adjust. For those of you reaching for those left toes, start to walk over toward the right. Evening out the body. Everyone coming back through center, head over toward your left toes. Turn the left toes out, coming up to the ball of the right foot. Place the hands down. Inhale that left heel all the way up and back. Stack it on top of the right, point the toe. Maybe letting that foot fall over to the side. Notice if your shoulders are still parallel to the front of your mat, or back of your mat, as it were. And breathe. And then inhale, straighten that left leg out. Exhale, knee to nose. Place that left foot down, right in between your hands. Place the right heel down. Inhale up, warrior two. Checking all of that alignment, hips toward the long side of your mat. Left knee right out over the left toes. Grounding down through that right pinky toe. Relaxing the shoulders. Chain toward that front middle finger. Long inhales, long exhales. Pulling back on that left heel to keep that left hip engaged, so that way your quad isn't doing all the work. Notice if you're pushing yourself too hard or not enough. Breathe a little deeper. And then left elbow, left thigh, right hand to your hip. Notice what that right hip is doing. See if you can bring that left hip a little farther forward. Open that left knee a little more. Maybe right arm up over your ear. Left fingers down or bind. If that right shoulder is not open up into the ceiling, then maybe place that left hand back down to open that right shoulder a little more. Tuck the left hip under you a little more. Wherever you are, feel like you're trying to get that space in between your shoulder blades back on that left knee. And breathe. Try to not grip the toes. Place that right hand down if you're in the bind, and then inhale back, peaceful warrior. Pulling long through that left side, trying to not put too much weight in that right hand. Reach with those left fingers, bend with that left knee, open the heart. Deep breaths. Bend a little more into that front knee, reach a little more with the fingers. And then inhale, straighten that leg. Exhale, reach, right hip back, left hip under. Try to align each and every joint in the body. And breathe. That right shoulder starting to lose any blood circulation. You can take it to your hip or down behind your back. Notice if the left hip starts to head out to the left side. See if you can pull it back underneath you. Push down with that left big toe. Keep the left leg nice and straight. And then notice if your right floating ribs are opening up. See if you can pull them back in by engaging those obliques. If you need to come up a little bit on that left shin to take the curve out of the spine. And breathe. Heel toe that right foot in a few inches. Point the toes toward the front corner of your mat. Place the right fingertips down, left fingertips. Feel long through the spine. And then exhale down, pyramid. Either staying here, keeping the right fingers down, take the left fingers up. Notice if your head is heading out toward the right side, And see if you can pull it back in so it's pointing right to where the left toes are pointing. Taking a little time in pyramid if you'd like, if you'd rather not be in the crazy twisted triangle. Just allow yourself to breathe. Placing the hands down, bend into that left knee to bring the left toes parallel to the right, coming in between your feet. Interlace the hands behind your back, let your pinkies head down toward the earth, feeling long through your upper spine. And on an inhale, coming up to standing. Exhale, bring your heels in, let your toes point out. Bend down into your knees. Notice if your knees are in line with your toes. If they're not, bring your toes in line with your knees. Interlace the hands behind your head. Take an inhale in. Exhale, right elbow, right thigh. Inhale to center. Left elbow, left thigh. Inhale to center. Exhale, right elbow, right thigh. This time reach the right fingertips down, left fingers up. Notice if that left knee starts to collapse in, open it a little more out to the side. Take a few deep breaths. Keeping the arms as they are on an inhale, coming through center. Exhale to the left side. A few deep breaths. Inhale through center. Exhale, bend a little deeper. Inhale that right heel up. Tuck the pelvis forward a little more. Exhale it down. Inhale that left heel up. Tuck the pelvis forward, roll the shoulders back. Exhale it down. Inhale both heels up. Breathe. Bend a little deeper. Relax the shoulders. Tuck the pelvis forward. Reach the heart up. Crown of the head long. Fingertips out and away from each other. One more huge inhale in. Exhale, straighten the legs. Place the heels down. Relax down. Forward fold. Walk over toward the right toes. Turn those toes out. Come up to the ball of the left foot. Send that right foot back to meet the left. Take a huge inhale in and plank. Exhale down to chaturanga. Inhale through and up. And everyone exhale back to child's pose. Whew. Well, that was a series. See if you can settle the breath from all of that. Still in that same space. Same long inhales, long exhales. Notice if even after all of that, there's still something your mind is holding on to. That is no longer serving you. See if you can let it go. Seeping down through your forehead, your fingertips, your knees, your toes. As you're ready, finding your way in a downward facing dog. Listen to your breath, listen to your body. Inhale that right heel up, point the toe, let it fall over to the side. And this time, if you'd like, you can have a little fun in Kamakasana. Trust that the earth is there behind you. And flip your dog. Or just keep reaching those toes and that knee up into the sky. Beautiful. Keep that left leg straight, pushing down with that left pinky toe. Push down with that right heel to get that hip a little higher. Press down with that whole left palm. On an exhale, bring the right hand back. Inhale that right heel all the way up. Exhale, knee to nose, softly place the right foot down. Find one spot in front of you at which to gaze, your drishti, and then take your weight forward and up. You can keep the fingertips down on the earth. Bring the hands to heart center, out to the side, out in front of you. But what I really want you to focus on is that left hip. Notice that the left hip will have a tendency to stack on top of the right, because that makes it easier on the muscles in our right hip flexor. So instead, bring that left hip right next to your right. Place the fingertips down if you need to feel that sensation. Keeping the left toes flexed and pointing down to the earth. And then maybe floating your chest and heel. And then slowly stack that left hip on top of the right. Right fingertips down. Left hand to your hip. Notice the difference that makes. And what is working on the right leg. It's no longer the outside of the hip flexor. You're now on that internal, the two internal hamstrings. Stacking that left hip on top of the right, really flexing those left toes, maybe reaching the left fingers up, maybe engaging your obliques to lift that right fingers just an inch up off the earth. Long inhales, long exhale. Find that one spot down on the earth in which to breathe. If you need to, take a little break. You can place those left toes down. Otherwise, coming through Warrior 3, this is our last challenging series. Feel that right hip lift as the left heel reaches back behind you. Bring the left fingertips down and take the right fingertips up. Those left toes are there if you need to. You can come back into twisted triangle or pyramid. Wherever you need to, take a few breaths. Notice if that left heel starts to head to the right side. That's again avoiding the muscles through our glutes. So pull that left heel straight back behind you. See if you can get it a little higher. Take one more inhale in. And exhale, place the hands down, bend into that right knee. Take that left foot all the way back behind you. Bring both hands to the inside of the right foot. Heel toe the right foot out. Place that left knee down, untuck the toes. Stay here on your hands, or come down one forearm at a time. Maybe let that right knee fall out to the right side, right sole of the foot coming up off the earth. Whew. We just did a lot of work on the hips. So now we're going to let them just sit and open. Sometimes it's the sitting that can be really challenging, the patience. See if you can find those same long inhales and long exhales. Let the head, neck, and shoulders be heavy. Finding that same easy inhale, easy exhale. Noticing if sitting in that hip is bringing up some more things that you would rather let go. Letting go of anything that's not serving you right now. And slowly coming up to the hands. Bring the right toes back in line with the right hip. Push down with the top of the left foot. Inhale in, and then exhale, rolling back, flex those right toes, reach the crown of the head down. Inhale, rolling forward. Exhale, rolling back. Inhale, rolling forward one more time. This time you can make a little pillow with your mat. Keep the right fingers down, bend that left knee, reach back with the right hand and pull it in. Stretching through the front of that left hip. If you'd like a little more, you can reach back with both hands. Pull that heel in towards your glute. I'm going to be here for a little while, just to release the front of that left hip. And then slowly placing the hands down, releasing that foot. Take an inhale in. Exhale, rolling all the way back this time. You can sit down on the inside of that left foot or pull it around to the front. Inhale the arms out and up. Exhale down. A few deep breaths. With every inhale, feeling a little longer. With every exhale, releasing down. Slowly on an inhale, keeping the head heavy, rolling up one vertebra at a time. Exhale, coming all the way forward to the lunge. And then heel toe that right foot to the left side of your mat. Keep those toes flexed. Let the right knee come down to the right side. And then be sure that the entirety of that right leg is staying down on the mat. If you need to, put a little bend in that left knee so it's out to the side. You can even bring it all the way up for a modified pigeon, because you don't want any pinching in that right knee as you head down. Trying to bring your belly button toward that right shin. Keeping those right toes flexed, pushing down with that right pinky toe. And breathe. Notice anything that's coming up that you would like to let go. That no longer serves you. Let it go on an exhale down into the earth. And then slowly coming up to the hands. Tuck the left toes. Slowly send that right foot back. Come into downward facing dog. Inhale that left heel up. Point the toe, let it fall over to the side. Really feel it opening through that right hip. And if you'd like, trust that the earth is there. Come up to Tasana. Flip the dog. Really spreading the fingers on that right hand. Feeling the hips getting a little higher into the sky. Same deep breath. You know where we're headed on this side. So see if you can find that same grace and stability in between the poses as we have in the pose. On an exhale, bring that left hand back. Inhale, left heel all the way up. Exhale, forward and through. Find that one spot at which to gaze. Take the weight forward and up. Find your warrior three. Notice if that right hip starts to stack. Bring it back down right next to the left. Hands wherever you would like. Same long inhales and long exhales. Breathe into that one spot. If you find your breath, you will find your balance. that right hip on top of the left fingers down, right hand to the hip, really flexing those right toes, keep the breath. Same long inhales, long exhales. Maybe right fingers up, maybe floating those left fingers. Stopping anywhere along the way, listen to your breath. Don't worry if you come out of balance. We come out of balance all the time in life. What's important is how long it takes us to try to come back. Find your breath. Slowly let the right fingers come down. Reach that right heel back behind you. Lift out of the left hip. And reach the left fingers up. Place that right heel down if you need to. Twisted triangle or pyramid. Listen to your body. Parivrita Ardha Chandrasana is not easy. It has a long name, so you know it's not supposed to be easy. Find a little deeper breath. Notice if that right heel is heading toward the left side, reach it straight back behind you. Don't avoid the glutes. Stack that left shoulder just a little bit more on top of the right. One more inhale in. Exhale, place the hands down, bend into that left knee. Reach that left foot all the way back, both hands to the inside of that left foot. Heel the left foot out, heel toe the left foot out. Right knee down, untuck the toes. Find your runner's stretch. Head, neck, and shoulders heavy and long. Deep inhales, long exhale. Notice getting into that left hip is bringing up anything of which you would like to let go. Any thoughts, any interruption in your breath. And slowly come up to your hands. Heel toe that foot back in line with the left hip. Take an inhale in, push down with the top of the right foot, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, flex the right toes, reach that left hip back. Inhale, rolling forward, roll the shoulders back. Huge inhale in, push down with the top of that right foot. Exhale, keep pushing down with that right foot, flex those left toes. Inhale, rolling forward. This time as you exhale, you can make a little pillow. Reach back with the left hand. Bend that right knee. Reach back for both if you would like. Deep inhales, deep exhales. Releasing that left foot. Inhale in. Exhale, rolling all the way back. Bring the right toes around if there's any pinching in that right knee. Inhale the fingers up. And exhale down toward the toes. With each inhale, feel a little longer. With each exhale, find something in your body to release. Keeping the head heavy. Inhale, rolling up. Seated. Exhale, coming all the way forward to the lunge. Take that left foot over to the right side of your mat. Keep those left toes flexed. Left knee down. Bend that right knee out if you need to. And find your way down. Your left hip is probably trying to grab your attention right now. So give it your attention. Give it your breath. See if you can breathe into that spot of greatest resistance and ask it to release, relax. And what are you saying to yourself right now as we come toward the end of our journey? Are they words of kindness and encouragement, patience and understanding? Or are they other words? And would you like to change them? We spend a lot of time focused on where we're going, focused on what's happening next, focused on all the things we want to accomplish. And having goals is great. Waiting for those goals is not. So can you be here right now with all these strange sensations in your hip? Not holding on to things in our past that no longer serve us, and not worrying about where we're going. Just being here in this uncomfortable place. Slowly coming up to the hands. Tuck the left toe, right toe, and slowly send those left toes back. Release that hip. Spend a little time in downward dog. Notice if your downward dog feels a little different now than it did at the beginning of class. And then inhale, coming forward to plank. And exhale down to your back. Bring your knees up into your chest. Rock from side to side, releasing the low back. If you'd like to invert today, you send your feet up over your head and come into plow. If you've had enough of being upside down, bring the soles of your feet together, let your knees fall out to the side, right hand to your heart, left hand to your belly, Supabata Konasana. Take a little time. Just finding your breath. For those of you that have come up for plow, if you'd like, you can find your way up to shoulder stand. Hands high up on your low back, elbows in toward each other. Deep breaths. Sure there's no weight in your neck. And then find your way back through plow. Death man's pose, balancing your knees on your forehead. And roll down one vertebra at a time. If you're in Supta Baddha Konasana, you can feel free to stay there or even come into an early Shavasana. For those of you that would like just a little bit of a twist and a little more, place the heels down, hip distance apart, push the heels down, lift the hips up into bridge. It's a nice counter, especially if you came into plow. Maybe taking the hands under your shoulders, push your hands down, lift your hips up. Urdhva Dhanurasana. Few deep breaths. If you have a regular Urdhva practice, you'd like to try something a little different, come down towards your forearm. And walk your toes towards your hands. Wherever you are, when you're ready, come up to the balls of your feet. Roll down one vertebra at a time. Bring your knees up into your chest. Holding onto that right knee, straighten the left leg out. Pull that right knee over the body, right arm out to the side, getting into a nice final twist. And straighten that top leg if you'd like. Bend that left knee, reach for the top of the left foot with the right hand. Deep breaths. As we start to cool down, oftentimes our life tries to come back. See if you can tell it, just give me a few more moments, just a little more time to integrate all of the work that you've done. We so often jump right back into our lives. Allow this space, this time of healing, this time to just be with your breath. Slowly coming through center, heading over to the other side. One of my students made a beautiful recognition that in ancient Hebrew, Shabbatanai means a beautiful rest. It's so close to Savasana. But Shabbatanai doesn't mean a physical rest. It means a physical, emotional, habitual rest. It means a respite from the habits of your body, the habits of your mind. Truly a time away. Time to step outside. So use this time in Shavasana as that. Are there any little last bits of resistance, thoughts? See if you can let them go as we slowly come back to center. Give ourselves one last hug. And then extend out into our final Shavasana. Let your toes fall away from each other. Tuck one shoulder blade and then the other. Let your tongue fall away from the roof of your mouth. I like to do a little bit of physical adjustment while you're in Shavasana. If you're open to that, let your palms be up. If you'd rather just conserve your energy, turn your palms down. Feel the weight of your bones and muscles, organs, cells, molecules, the weight of you. Heavy. Sinking down, melting into the earth. Allow yourself this time to heal, this time to breathe. And allow yourself just to be. Find your way back to your breath. Notice how you're breathing. Feel your breath all the way through your body. And then start to move however feels natural. Maybe it's rocking your head from side to side. Maybe it's your fingertips. Maybe it's an elbow or a shoulder, a knee, toes. And as you're ready, you can either stay right where you are, you reach your hands up above you, feeling long, feeling your length. Keeping the eyes softly shut, rolling on to one side or the other, find your way back to that same comfortable seated position. Just coming back to that awareness of your breath. That awareness of whatever is going on in your body and mind. Notice if it's a little different. Notice if you're sitting a little easier, if your breath is a little calmer, if your thoughts are a little further apart. You have a little less of your stuff, your stresses, your worries. And you're in a space to be here now with the people around you. Inhale the arms out and up, feeling long. Bring the palms together in the energy of our whole journey. Exhale it all down in between the eyes to the third eye. May your life be filled with enlightened thoughts. Inhale, exhale in front of the mouth. May you always have the patience for enlightened speech. Inhale, exhale, the hands in front of the heart. May your heart have the healing it requires to live an enlightened life. Namaste. Take your time. There's no rush. Thank you all so much for allowing me to guide you. As many of you know, I never teach the same class. It's always based on who's here and the energy that you bring. And that was a really nice flow. So thank you all for that. As I think most of you know, these are all donation-based classes. We ask that you honor the suggested $15 donation if you are able, or leave whatever you can so that we can continue to bring this service to our community. For those of you here in the studio, there's a donation station on your way toward the door. For those of you at home, there's a donation button on your screen. And I hope that you can take some of this awesome work that you've done with you into your day as you're in a space of collaboration, whether you're here and about to do a show or you're at home and you're about to collaborate on your life. It's always a collaboration. And it's amazing how different the collaboration can be when we don't bring what is not necessary. So I hope you can take some of this with you. Thank you all so much. I hope that you have a wonderful day, week, month, life. And peace be with you.